What's that, perched upon the ruins of civilization, sinking into a greasy abyss? Why, it's Wandering Monster! Roll initiative!
Hello and welcome, my friends, to Wandering Monster, America's test table, where we don't playtest games, we stress test them. I am John Baltusberger.
I am Charles Bernard.
I'm Bridget Brave.
Ian Servas.
Mr. Paschke.
I have been embroiled my entire life in a battle, a war. Friends, war never changes.
War never changes.
War never changes. I live, as many of you know, in the great state of Texas. Great in this context, meaning bigger than the other states other than Alaska. It's hard to think of another metric where Texas could be described as great. But there is one. I am always confused when people start talking about like what the state dish is, and like, because for me, I know like people come into Texas and like, oh, we're gonna get barbecue. No, idiot. Burgers. I have based my personality around burgers.
Controversial take on the like state cuisine of Texas, I think.
What is a Texas burger?
Okay. This is look.
Extra.
We could go for an entire 3 hours of me just talking about burgers. I've done it before. I will do it again.
I would love to talk to you later about this because I have spent hours researching regional burgers.
So regional burgers are really fascinating because every state has like multiple regional burgers and they're awesome. I was once back when I was working as a cook and table jockey, waiter. That's the word I'm looking for.
I prefer table jockey.
This couple came in. I want to say they were from the Midwest. They're like, oh, I want a burger Texas style. And I was like, oh, snap, coming right up. So I went in the back and I cooked them a big, juicy fucking burger, medium rare, sharp cheddar on it. Just the way I love burgers. I served it to them. They're like, no, a Texas burger is where you make it really thin and you just smash the hell out of it and burn it well done. And I didn't work at IHOP much longer after that. I'm not saying I attacked anyone based on their burger preferences.
A smash burger which originated in northern Indiana and then spread to California.
There's nothing wrong with a smash burger. Nothing at all.
I will
In
say,
my opinion, I think that a Texas burger should be made out of armadillo. I mean,
those carry leprosy, so maybe not.
No, that's why it's gotta be well done to kill off the leprosy.
So do people who work at IHOP, but they're still there. But you can't really let them set the mark for high food because they put pancake batter in their omelets.
They were briefly the international house of burgers for like 2 days.
It's okay. Look, hey, we are wildly off track. So a while
which
back,
is on track for us.
A while back, people began, like, In-N-Out came to Texas for the first time, and people began butting heads about Texas's official burger. Like, no, it's the Whataburger. No, it's the In-N-Out burger from California. Fuck you. No, it's P. Terry's. And I emerged from my lair, drenched in fry oil and beef grease. I wasn't cooking. That's just how I am in general. And I said, hey, fuckos, go in your kitchen and make a burger. It will be infinitely better than any fast food burger you get. And why? Why would you want your state burger to fucking be fast food? Just go to Hot Toddy. Go to Dan's. Get a good, big, greasy, juicy burger. I had surgery today and I wasn't allowed to eat for 15 hours straight. And all I can think about right now is food. And I want ramen and I want a big juicy burger and I want some like tacos. I will scorch this planet for some good fast food. I will
go to war.
breathe society. Civilization crumbled before me. Piles of meat slathered across the street as buildings topple in flame and screams.
Singing my song.
Ian, what are we playing tonight?
I was wondering where that buildup would go, and here we are. So with that grease-soaked introduction, we are playing Burgerpunk, which is a product of Zine Quest and American consumerism. If I were to do a meandering intro to the podcast, I would have my fixation being on the 96 TTRPG computer game, the Superhero League of Hoboken, because that is the vibes that I get from this. And shout out to like the two people who will eventually catch that reference. But we are playing in a post-apocalyptic America after the Cola Wars have ravaged the world after 1997. And so we are in a lawless waste where there are genetically mutated strains of corn that have been bred for super high amounts of fructose, but also malice and menace. We have living meat that spreads like an edible cancer across the landscape, roaming punks, like groups of clown punks. We have an iconoclastic Burger King, their own little kingdom. Basically, it is a fantastic lampoon on what makes America great. And by great, as you were saying, the size of the state of Texas, I mean people's waistlines. This game invokes a lot of really great pop culture references, still maintains a lot of rules lightness, and has a whimsical, flavorful world, both figuratively and literally, that really lets you take your most fond memory of the 90s, turn it up to 11.7, and just run with it. So, that being said, our colorful cast of characters are all hyper-magnified tropes of 90s and America, which I think if you're a international viewer, especially our fantastic European cohort of fans, I would love to know what your take is on this hyper-magnification of the American spirit. But being that, we do need someone that is going to exemplify those American values and be full of bravado and gusto and put themselves first, boisterously.
In the name of religious liberty and American freedom, I think that it's only right and proper that I should go first. As a man of faith, a man of the corn, a child of the corn, if you will. My name is Corn Pharaon, and I am a high fructose corn shaman. I am clad from head to toe in husks, corn husks, and corn silk. And I can speak to the corn. It whispers to me, and that beautiful syrup, that corn syrup that flows from the font of golden goodness. All I have to say is, corn syrup for the corn syrup god, and cobs for the cob throne.
The cob throne.
I just want to say before I introduce my character that I backed this project on Kickstarter sight unseen. I saw the title screen and I was like, back. So I'm very excited. Lom solo in the locks. I am called a beast, a burger beast, because of what's on the outside and on the inside, and sometimes outside too. I am deprived of living meat, squelching, but I have feelings inside love and gentleness, and I will take the bunnies and I will pet the bunnies, and I will keep the bunnies safe. The world is dangerous. I will make it better.
Do you happen to be the singer for Death Clock?
I was just imagining him to start belting out "What a Wonderful World."
I'm not I never finished. I didn't finish middle school, but I'm a millionaire, so maybe that makes you idiots.
That tracks.
I am that is secondary to my favorite quote, which is look at what's in your baskets. Is tampons. Go talk to ladies about your lady problems. You're a lady, Squeezgar. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Oh, Squizgar.
All right, I'll go next.
That was my intro. I ain't doing nothing else.
Okay.
That was ample.
Yeah,
Well
he's a beefy beast with a heart of gold, or several.
Hmm?
So I'm Kevin Bacon. I'm a hampath, which means that I am able to sense how others around me are feeling. I'm very good at reading a room. The truth is that I kind of interface with the psychic field that's generated by all the colonies of the living meat, like our friend over here, and so it just kind of invades my brain. So yeah, I have some special abilities. I can read your mind. It's called cold cut reading. I love that one. Brain food is where I can consume the brain tissue of another creature or character to absorb their memories.
Just like in the Starties.
And my personal favorite, Companion Con Carne, who is a small companion creature made of living meat that I can use to get into small spaces and do light physical attacks.
I have one of those.
Companion Con Carne.
Yeah, a little companion made of living meat.
All right, so I guess that leaves me.
It does.
All right, so I just gotta say I might be the most important character in this game tonight. Not a big deal. Just don't worry about it. It's cool. I just happen to have all of the collectible figures from this month's kids gift set. I know you're jealous. That anime figure that you didn't think that they actually released. I have all of them.
You know how many Happy Meals you have to do to get all of the toys in 1 month?
Yeah, I ate at least 3 of them, and then I threw the other 40 that I bought in the trash. Just like when they had a Pokemon promotion and they had to ask people to quit buying Happy Meals just to get the cards. Any whoozleby, my name's Eastwood McGoodser. I'm a kind of a big deal, you know. You're all gonna love me by the end of this.
I already do.
I know that's not true, but
All right, then. Given that colorful cast of characters, the wastelands are a pretty harsh place. In fact, there's no place that isn't really harsh. You could live in one of the sprawling, collapsed cities where there's a constant turf wars between the Burger King and the clown punks, but that's a dangerous place. But if you wander too far outside the bastion of civilization that was once, there are the menacing, well, just fields and oceans, basically, of this corn that will shuck you alive.
Praise the
And-
corn.
I need to keep thinking of more corn puns. I blew most of my corn puns making the characters, so you have to leverage that. There's also
shucks.
the constant threat of the spreading living meat. So the pack of you have really come together as a means of survival. You have, as a kind of a survival unit, you have wandered the Nug Hills. You've avoided the raider camps, avoided being captured many a times by the children of Ronald and put into their fun houses. Mostly you survive by scavenging and then also taking odd jobs, usually in exchange for concentrated corn syrup that you use as food sustenance, but also many different functions, or just to help get new pieces of tech and equipment. But you found it very strange one day that when you were contacted by the Cult of Steve. They're one of the more reclusive and strange technomancer cults. They are all evidenced by their they wear these bathrobes that are far too clean, but also far too stained at the same time, and festooned with all kinds of pieces of flair, bits of odd cables, as if someone raided one of the boxes of cables that you keep moving from house to house, knowing someday you will need it. Somehow, they have made use of all of those cables. And they have contacted you because they have learned of an ancient stash of tech that is to hold great significance in the political shifting of this crumbled America. In fact, they say that the rumor is that below all this tech archive in this buried bunker are mountains and mountains of pogs. If you were to get your hand on pristine mint condition pogs, you could reinstitute a universal currency that could be dominated by this cult.
Based on the number of Pog related games we've played, I think that Pogs might be a workable economy.
I can only hope so.
I had 4 conversations this weekend about Pogs.
Why has
If
it
they
not made a
make
comeback?
I'll be pissed. I'll honestly be a little pissed.
I'm disappointed with the Zoomer generation being obsessed with old technology. Why have you not adopted the Pog yet? Slackers! And I'm not calling you this because of work ethic or anything else.
6 Pogs in the mail this month alone.
I have the Pogs that you sent me. It's actually
Why don't I have Pogs?
You had to buy the book that Bridget had a story in.
I'm sorry for my lack of money. Some of us are expecting a child this week.
I will send Pogs for the child.
Wow.
I want to applaud Patchkey on playing this. I want to applaud Patchkey on playing the other C card.
Crabs?
I'm not telling anyone about that.
Oh no.
I'm glad there's no such thing as digital Pogs. But if you think about it, Pogs are a great currency because they are finite. Once you've lost the ability to print them, they're a fixed economy, but they're also something you can destroy, and they're lightweight, unlike the bottle cap-based economy of Fallout. So this would really be something significant in this wasteland. So you sit on the precipice of greatness, but the cult itself warns you that it may be a guarded, buried bunker that belonged to billionaires that had too much money before the wars, and who knows what they've been doing in the countless years since then, underground, unwatched. And we all know what happens when you put a bunch of libertarians in a fixed space.
Bears. And I mean that because they started a community, and the bears became an issue, and they're like, well, we're here.
Oh, I thought I meant bears like they're like grease their chests and just have beards.
No,
and...
he's not talking about me.
I'm not gonna judge them if that's what they want to do. I mean, power to you. Photos. I don't know.
You have your preliminary quest is to find an entrance into the billionaire bunker. This is southeast of Burgerpunk, and also just due west past the cola swamps over the highway. You know that to the south of the bunker are the vegetable apostates, people that run a real veggie farms. These burger heretics are really not many people know too much about them, other than that the crops that they grow are not genetically modified, which is really suspicious. But you are within vicinity of the great city. You have these other communities, and you have your own network connections in your various factions. How would you like to begin your quest? And I cut you off there. What were you going to say, Corin?
I would like to begin the quest, actually. So A Happy Meal, or your average fast food package meal is a lot like a narrative reality in that it has four walls, right? Actually, that's six sides, but four walls, right? So I'm gonna break one of those walls real quick with one of my powers. I begin to chant, being Corn Pharaoh, of course, my chant is boom da 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 boom da 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 da. And I am going to chug an entire flask of my hallucinatory mycogenic corn syrup and invoke sweet visions in which I can commune with the burger master himself, our Mr. Ian Servas, and ask him questions about the mission.
So
Uh,
that's 2d6 plus 1 you
Yep.
roll for your sweet
10.
visions ability.
That's
10.
a 5 and a 4 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So what on that
That-
table does 10 get me?
That is fantastic. So that gets you one question plus a vision. So which
Cool.
do you want first?
Let me have the vision first. That sounds awesome.
So as you feel your blood begin to just boil and you feel your pancreas like spasm as this syrup goes through all of your veins, you feel the hypoxia in your limbs, your fingers going numb, and your vision begins to just go black. Like you can just feel your eyes swelling in your skull. So it kind of, when you push your hands in your eyes and you get the stars and the swirls, that is what you experience as your glaucoma just begins unfettered. If anyone else is watching you, you're basically just foaming at the mouth, lolling about on the floor. Your eyes are like bulging out of your skull, but there is this smile on your face and just rivulets of syrup and drool going down your shirt. In your vision, you see this bunker. The outside of it is encrusted in corn that seems to have eyes on every kernel and teeth in between each of the kernels as well. It's this kind of hallucinogenic corn. The roots run deep, and you see inside this bunker there is piles of tech, weird shambling things that move about in the piles of pogs. But from here, you see the tendrils and the roots of the corns kind of go off in fractal ways, kind of showing you ways that you could possibly enter this bunker. There is a weird tunnel that seems to connect it, like people have been burrowing, showing signs of the maybe clown punks. There are rubber noses and rainbow wigs and red wigs, and it leads up into the abandoned theme park, where it leads into a ball pit.
Hell
You
yeah.
also see at the edge of the cola swamp, it penetrating the soil and making the soil very soft as it runs close up to the bunker. You know that could possibly be egress as well. But your trip starts to get a little bit bad, and you see very strange cultists, heretics that you know, people that worship these strange vegetables, things that potatoes with no eyes, corn with no actual physical ears, but just kernels. And it runs shivers down your spine.
Yeah.
And then you
Some
see a bunch
whole
of
food
spiders
shit.
and there's things crawling in your skin. Then you come to.
Standard. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I get one question, right?
Yes. There you used it.
Oh
No,
man.
you could.
I would fight you. I would drive to Indiana to fight you.
I would genuinely laugh if that were like the ruling, but
I'm not trying to caress you gently. What's your what's your question? You get one
what-
yes, no.
what one yes no.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea to begin our quest by going to the abandoned amusement park?
You're asking a subjective question. Are you sure you want to ask that?
Yes.
Well, there you use two questions. So You know that going well. See, that's the thing. Is yes, no.
Knowing the risk reward ratio that there are possible enemies, but also a possible ingress. I guess that's like that's not an objective question. That's a subjective judgment.
That's
All
my
right.
point. So
Yeah,
like,
let me try another one.
You can phone a friend. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, no, because I'm in the throes of my vision. A yes/no question is what's so difficult about this.
Ask if it's
brings
the
back
best
the-
way. Ask if it's the best way to get in.
Yeah, again, that's kind of a subjective thing, though.
Not necessarily. That's a little bit more
Yeah,
objective.
okay. Is that the best way to get into the billionaire bunker?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, I get up.
You
I
noted
wipe
it's a yes,
the-
no, but there was a little bit of a question mark at the end of that.
there's
Yes.
definitely a question mark at the end of that.
That's okay. I know that you're a little bit of a coy fence sitter, a bit of a tease, Ian. I know your ways. So I get up, I wipe the drool and syrup off my face and my shuck clothing, and I tell my companions about my vision and about our probable course of ingress through the abandoned amusement park, and that there are so many beautiful pogs waiting. I don't tell them about the shambling things because they don't need to worry about that. I mean, just going to stress them out. So tell them about the rest of it, though. You guys want to go to the abandoned amusement park and fight some clowns?
Hell yeah.
I'll go wherever you need me to go, friends.
Oh, he does have a heart of gold and meat.
I mean, as long as I can get some good, cool collectibles there, I think it would be a fantastic time for me to go to some abandoned amusement park.
I think clown
Sure.
teeth are collectible.
Burger
Yeah.
Master, may I have a point of order?
Yes.
I just want to point out that I had forgotten that Pashki has a hat, so I added the hat into his character sheet. So make sure you pay attention to your
Wait,
hat.
Pashki has a hat?
Yes, a special hat.
A big hat.
Now I have to learn how to read. Hold on.
Want me to read it for you?
All right. Let's see.
It is a-
Control F.
Okay, big hat, a particularly eye-catching piece of headwear that denotes seniority within your tradition, giving you a +1 to all hot rolls. For people who don't have a copy of this, because it's not out yet for non-backers, your 4 stats are beef, cool, hot, and brain.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in real life.
Yep.
Yeah, all about the beef.
Hot is your social skill.
Okay.
But I want to know about the hat later. I want to know what this hat looks like.
You'll have to tell us what your hat looks like.
I mean, it's obviously a trilby. Not a fedora. No, we know what a fedora is.
Not a pork pie.
After
No.
I drive to Indiana to beat up Ian, you're next, Patchkey.
Hey, you know, I'd like to see your face.
Hold up.
It would be worth it. I'd
Hold-
say hi, give you a hug, and
Hold up.
Yeah, we'd hug first.
yeah.
I am safe because where this game takes place is in New McDonald Land, which is a part of the territory that exists. It's this kind of city territory on the Texas-Ohio border.
Yep.
So you're already right there for kicking Patchky's ass.
All right, well, kick Patchkey first, and then you.
So where you are in relationship to the world is you're kind of at this intersection of this highway that you could take one of these large interstates and it would lead into one of the different clown pockets on the west side of the city. You could take it north and you could head towards the grand meeting hall, the court of the Burger King, or you could take it east and head to the abandoned theme park where the children of Ronald have complete dominion. You can see in the distance the Ferris wheel just rusting and it's squeaking in the wind.
Delightful. I wish there was an abandoned theme park near me that I could visit. First of all, when you say in the court of the Burger King, you've got to throw some King Crimson on that. You've got to be like, In the court of the
Burger
Burger King. I think we want to go to the amusement park, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean that's where the collectibles are at. We need
Yep.
to be there. We have to have the whole set. I don't know what
Bring
set we're collecting.
quarters. Bring quarters for the claw machine just in case.
Okay.
So, as you start to walk on the highway, you can see pustules of the living meat that quivers. And as you're kind of watching it, you see that it's like bubbling up. And you blink and you notice like one bubble has split and made two of these meat bubbles and begins to fractally kind of move out. And it's just constantly making a sizzling sound as it's dividing cellularly. You swear that sometimes you see little eyes surfacing in it as you walk past it. In the distance, you can see what looks to be like a security checkpoint. If you could say security, you see that there are a group of clowns that are beating up a figure wearing a yellow paper crown. From the sounds of it in the distance, you hear lots of honking sounds and then bad, not landing at all puns.
You know, I think that the technical name for a group of clowns is a tiny car.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a Congress.
I know an
Congress of
entire tiny clown of cars is just putting the beat down on someone. That sounds
The beef down.
hilarious. Putting the beef down, yeah. I'm imagining a lot of honking and squeaking, like when kicks and punches
The
land.
shoes.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get too mad at him for it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not all clown shoes. You do see some that look like he's holding a nail board flail and just going to town on this night.
What kind of
On a
balloon
night?
A night?
Well, it's a figure wearing a yellow paper crown. The only people that wear that around here are people who belong to the court of the Burger King.
Mm.
The court of the Okay, I'll stop it.
Burger King. Finish it for you, buddy. So,
Thank you.
do the clowns have balloon animals, and can they attack us?
Good question. That is a good question.
They don't seem to be holding any balloon animals right now. They seem to be holding what looks to be
Boards with
nail board
nails in them.
flails and machetes.
Those are so much funnier than balloon animals.
Are any of the machetes made out of balloon?
No, they look like they're covered in blood as they're just now kind of
Yeah,
eviscerating
You
this
can
person
cover
in your lack of
balloons in
an accent.
blood?
It's called slapstick, guys.
Are the balloons bloody? Or sorry, is the blood made of balloons? That's what I meant to ask. I'm sorry.
Okay, John's on no drugs right now, so he's understanding.
And that's the
adult.
problem.
Yeah,
I'm like Bender from Futurama.
yeah.
Obviously, you won't get behind the car without a drink in your system.
So, no, the blood is not made out of balloons. It looks like it's made of blood.
Oh.
As
Blood-flavored
evidenced by
blood.
the
Terrifying.
screaming and the
I'm-
squelching sounds as they're just, tearing this person apart.
I think
You're
pretty
sure you're seeing, like-
Do we
Not the
want to
same.
intervene? I mean,
I mean-
in real life, Charles is a Samaritan, but like Game
So you're a-
Charles,
So you're a
doesn't wanna-
bastard.
yeah, no, Game Charles doesn't want to piss off the people whose territory we're going to sneak through. What do you guys think?
I don't know, I kind
Yeah.
of want to kick their ass just for their failure to commit to the bit.
I mean, they'll just have one look at me and know how cool I am, and it's
All
pretty
right.
much going to be fine. We'll just be able to get through. We can talk to him.
All
if
right,
you want
let's
to, if you
do
want, I
it.
can smooth things out for you.
Yeah, man, go work that charm.
Yeah. Okay.
As you get closer to the clowns, like you don't think you see that figure on the ground moving at all. Like in fact, you see like a big like sucking wound, and one of the clowns reaches down, rips a handful of flesh, and begins eating it.
Hell
Turns to
yeah.
another clown and says, "Does this taste funny?" And
Ah,
another clown just
That's the
punches him in
punchline of
the
my
face. He's
favorite
like, "You got the
joke,
wrong joke."
That's the punchline to my very favorite joke. Yeah. Yeah. Go Go ahead, Pashki. Let's see you take a crack at this.
All right, I would like to use one of my upgrades, as it were. Scared spectacular.
Scared spectacle.
I can talk too. All right. So essentially, what it does is I can draw their attention, and they'll have to do a cool or brains check, if I'm understanding this correctly.
That's correct.
All right. So I kind of walk up with my Yu-Gi-Oh themed t-shirt, buttoned up, or not button t-shirt, but like a buttoned up Hawaiian shirt with Yu-Gi-Oh on it and a floral pattern because that made sense. I've got my trench coat on, my trilby, my shorts, my Vans from like 2003. Just complete total package.
Chopped
your hat,
salad
are you
of
wearing your
90s
hat?
styles. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of walk up and I'm just like, hey, so I noticed that you guys here might be into some collectibles. And I open my trench coat up to by open up, I mean my trench coat's stopping
Zip?
here. So like there's no zip. It's just more of a, oh, did you want one of these? I see I have the Ronald McDonald transforming dinosaur playset. The entire thing still in the baggies. I know you're
So
jealous.
they fail their role to resist your sacred spectacle. Even I got it wrong.
Okay.
Thank you. So especially since you're wearing your big hat and you've are getting to launch into your spiel. Did you make your hot roll?
Oh no, I did not. Okay, so it's 2d6 in this game. How does this work?
2d6.
So I
2d6, and then for you, because you're wearing the hat, I don't think you've decided you're blessed by the IP. We can handle it after this. It's going to be 2d6 plus 3.
Tell us which idol you're using.
Okay, that's 2 4s.
We can.
So
That's perfectly like they rolled low and you rolled high, so you have them. They just like stop in awe. In fact, the one that was trying to tell that really stupid clown joke like begins choking on his fistful of meat because he's trying to both gape and swallow at the same time, and it goes down the wrong windpipe. And like one of them just like leans forward and is like, "Is that one of the transforming French fries that turns into the Transformer?"
No, it turns into a T-Rex. Common mistake. I know that you wouldn't understand such a thing, but it's okay. We've all been stupid before, just you more recently.
They don't even take the insult. Like their eyes just glaze over, and they're
Well, that
just...
wasn't an insult. That was a fact. Sorry to argue with God.
So basically, as Eastwood is going into his spiel, those clowns are completely distracted. So the rest of you can do what you want until Eastwood decides to kind of end this effect.
You're all welcome.
Do we want to sneak up and murder them?
I mean, this is the fast food apocalypse.
Over here, I have some toys from the 70s. They are made with lead. You should probably put these in your mouth.
There they are.
If we wait for the lead to get them, we're gonna have to wait a minute. My combat is negligible, so if we're gonna do some murdering, it's gonna be probably on our meat monster.
I was gonna say I probably have a opposite of safe word, a trigger word, that y'all have decided in order to like get me a killing.
What is that word, John?
I think Bridget needs to come up with a word.
Yeah. I think it's well done. We yell well done and just didn't.
Well done.
Yeah.
That does make me murderous. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How many clowns are there?
So there are 4 clowns plus the one that seems to be probably choking to death. So that's
Cool.
5,
Okay.
but like
That's like 4.5 clowns.
It's a 4.5
4.5
clowns.
clowns.
It's a small car.
I would watch that show every goddamn episode, whether
Charlie
it had
Sheen's in
Charlie
that?
Sheen in it, even if even like if he were in Clown Face every episode. I think that's a fate that I'm cool with that.
Clown face.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. Like I said, I'm not real good at murdering, but we can give it a try if you want.
I mean, the only way to live is to die. So
Yes.
Yes.
I'm distracting them. What if you kill somebody? Be a team player.
You
I'm
know
waiting
what?
for someone to say the word.
Well,
I want to hear
well,
another McDonald's
French
French
toast sticks.
Let me do this. You know how I like my clowns? I like them well done.
yeah.
So in this, there is no initiative rolling, and you basically can decide the turn order that you want, as long as everyone that's involved in the combat gets a turn in or an action in, then it resets. So you have 4.5 clowns, and I'm looking at 4 clowns right now. So how are you doing this?
I think Sirloin Deluxe is going to go first, as he has been unleashed.
He's been activated.
Yeah,
Where's the
he's been, his sleeper meat cells has been activated. So yeah, Sirloin charges forward, and he is going to as he surges forward, he levels his. I want to point out that this is not just a big pile of meat; it's a big pile of meat squeezed into biker boots, a denim jacket, a Rancid t-shirt, a baseball hat with fingerless gloves, no pants. He is absolutely Donald Ducking it.
I love it.
Also known as Porky Pig in it. Yeah.
But not Winnie the Poohing it.
I heard you have a big
Call
pair
it
of
that.
meatballs.
He has, so he doesn't have genitals per se, because he's a meat monster. However, he has crafted himself giant genitals because he has seen other people with genitals and seen that they are proud of them. So he's like, okay, yeah, I'll get in on this so I can like fit in, and just crafted massive, including like little veiny parts out of meat. Anyway.
Okay, is it a
so-
cloaca?
so-
What kind of genital
Rome,
is it?
you know?
So big swinging meat dick.
Okay, big swinging meat dick.
Helicoptering as I search forward. I point one of my meaty fists, and I'm going to use my my projectile pellets.
Yes.
A full owl skeleton shoots out of my fist.
Owl skeleton. God damn.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the biker boots here, John.
A full owl skeleton shoots out of his hand towards the clown that is choking, and that is like my move and attack as I'm getting close enough to actually do some murdering. So that's my first attack. It has a range of PCMF. I assume that's personal close melee,
Medium far.
so I can hit.
Yeah, you can definitely hit. So go ahead, and if you are using your projectile pellets, you're going to be using your cool, because that is your shoot 'em up ability.
That's going to be one of my go-tos from now on. By the way, when people ask what the stream
Shoot a whole
is about,
skeleton out of your mouth.
no, I'll say like some people play Dungeons and Dragons. We play clowns and owl skeletons.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you fire bits of the skeleton, and one of them. Describe how this. So you know the archetypic Ronald McDonald. As this clown turns to face you, what does this clown look like?
This clown decided he wanted to fit into his gang, but also be unique. He found a scrap of paper in the wasteland with a picture of one Dr. Roxo MD
Yes.
And he is a death
I
metal clown
prescribed
in a
cocaine!
leotard. So yeah. I believe his name was like I think it was like Carl Roxenschultz, MD.
No, it was Leonard Rockstein. When he
Yes,
was,
Leonard
yeah,
Rockstein.
Leonard
Yes.
Rockstein. Yeah,
I was thinking of Twinkletits
yeah.
earlier, spelled Twinkle Tits.
Yeah.
You pelter him with bones, and he just opens his mouth and he begins to wail. And it sounds a little bit of the Invasion of the Body Snatcher, kind of just high pitched shriek.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to do it because I bet this like
That was pretty good.
Mhm.
Wow, yeah.
Also redlined the audio, so well done.
Yeah, I know that was fantastic. Like it just came through as a garbled, like high pitch
That was great.
to me. The other clowns are like here, like you see like their oversized ears perk up, but they're still fixated completely on the innards of your trench coat, which is also how that one time you got a restraining order. But so
Yeah.
who
They,
wants to
they
get to
realized their
next?
mistake. They got lifted.
Who's
Did
next?
Uh,
So did 1 damage to the death metal clown.
You know what? I'm so worthless. I'm gonna go next.
You're not worthless.
I'm gonna go at Dr. Roxo with my ceremonial husking knife, which is not as innocent as it sounds. It's actually for husking humans. So
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. 1 damage. Let's see. My
So you're going to use your kick ass. So that is going to be your 2d6, and you're plussing 0 on that.
that's an 8.
That's an 8. So you kick ass, and so you inflict damage. But as you inflict damage, the clown lashes out and hits you with his nail board flail. So what was the damage? Your damage on your husking knife is 2.
1, I think. Oh, 2. Yeah.
No, you're right. No, it is 1. And describe what this clown looks like.
Oh man, this guy decided to go old school. So he went straight bozo, which is kind of close to
Ooh.
Ronald McDonald, only like creepier. Bald in the middle with kind of demonic horn type things. You know, the full like kind of what inspired Pennywise clown look.
I thought you were going to talk about maybe burying someone in your basement, but okay.
No.
Well, Pogo.
Yeah. No, bozo, not Pogo.
Yeah.
Pogo's clown makeup was freaky. If you ever see that guy, clowns don't usually
Angular.
do sharp
Angle.
like
Yep.
yeah, and he did, which is demonic as hell. Yeah, actually,
right.
let's make it Pogo instead of bozo.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
So this pogo-y like clown turns to you and lashes out instinctively. So in this, when you get attacked, you are, instead of taking a flat damage reduction, what you're doing is for your armor that you have, you'll say it says 2 wounds. Basically what that is that you're going to roll d6 2 times. And if you roll 6 or greater, well, 6 on your roll, then you would absorb a wound. So you roll 2 dice. For each 6, you would absorb a wound.
Okay. That's 1-6. I rolled 1-6. And a 3.
Great. So your corn god blesses you. You hear a rustling in your husky armor, and this board tears into your pauldron of of tassels and rips it off, but your flesh is unharmed. Just another sign that your god is the true god. And long may the syrup flow.
Yeah.
All
It
right, who
matters
else?
not from where it flows. The corn syrup must flow.
Which is great because in this game, some people do have blood that has basically become syrup, so it fits.
Yeah.
So who wants to go next?
You know, while everyone's distracted, I think I'm going to take my big fucking knife and go after the half clown.
So
your
this clown is
BFK?
like still gurgling, like is kind of flashing, looking left and right. Like, you can't tell if they're looking for someone to help them, or maybe someone were to finally get the joke and he could die happily. But he's just punching himself in the chest over and over to try to get this night meat out of his throat.
Night Meat.
So
There's
you will
the
have.
name. My
you'll
next
have-
book, Night Meat by Charles R. Bernard.
You're going to have +2 to whatever you roll because of just the person being incapacitated. Partially incapacitated.
All right.
So what
I
are
rolled a
you-
3, so that's a total of 5.
What action were you attempting?
My big fucking knife. I was going to.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're doing
That's-
kick
that's-
ass.
Yeah. Kick
That's
ass.
3 on 2d6?
Oh shoot! It's 2d6.
Yeah, it's
Oh, we're doing
2d6,
one.
and then
Ooh, oof. So that's an 8 +2.
8. That's better. Okay.
Yeah.
So you lash out at this clown and you just stab him right in the sternum. And so you feel your knife like connect and get stuck in that bone. And when you hit with that much pressure, he just sprays night guts like right in your face just from that pressure. So you would take a wound from that. But as you are wearing your you only have a tinfoil helmet. You have no other armor.
I have no other armor.
Well, that is a helmet, so that would. Oh, so that's not even counted as armor. You have 0 armor. Okay.
No armor.
Then you take the first wound of the night, as you have blood and guts and other things in your eyes, little bone bits that tear at your eyes. You take 1 wound. So you are still apostolizing, Eastwood. What do you continue to enthrall these 2 other clowns?
I
or
would
do
like
you...
to continue to enthrall them, but I have a plan with my enthralling. I would like to, and of course, as you all know, there was the 1983 Happy Meal toy that had the most dangerous of collectible items that I possess. As you remember, the hit classic film Crocodile Dundee comes to America. I pull out the largest Crocodile Dundee knife. I'm like, so you all remember the catchphrase. It points
That's
over.
a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife, and I
This is
stab him in the
not.
face.
What does this clown look like that you stab in the face?
So the clown that I stab in the face, you see, he went for high concept, minimal, like makeup, kind of almost mime-esque. There was like the lines going down and up, just like some faint lipstick, more like a washed out, like he was a clown 2 days before and has just been on a bender and just looks like warmed up shit.
Does he have like 2 days growth of beard coming through the clown makeup?
Yeah, like the clown makeup has solidified in parts and the beard hair itself has pushed it out, so it's kind of flaking off.
I thought you were describing Brandon Lee as the Crow for a minute.
Oh.
Oh,
I
I was
mean,
very excited.
that's how it started, but that's not how it ended. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, you know how that movie ended.
An
So
8-ball and a couple fifths later, like that's the clown makeup this guy has on.
So you're going to roll me your kick-ass check. I'm going to give you +2 since they were distracted. So with your -1 beef, you're basically rolling 2d6 +1.
Well, that would be a 2d6 + 1, 4, 5, 5. That's 5 total.
5 total. So you take so long in explaining your reference of like, oh, it's
Yeah.
not a, and like the clown's like, pulls out a cream pie and throws it in your face. Your
Oh no.
armor is A. So you have an option here. Since he was going for your face, you can either let it hit and damage your big hat,
No.
or take the damage from it.
Are you saying that my trilby might get pie on it?
It will
that-
get piled.
All right, so, milady.
Take the hat off.
No, I'm milady.
Oh, you okay?
so
So-
it's the hat.
I'm a lady.
You don't take any damage, but your hat that showed the seniority within your ranks
Yeah.
is completely pie encrusted.
Oh,
And what's worse is that this clown was such an asshole that it's half banana cream pie and half shaving cream, so you can't shave or eat it.
That
So
is,
your hat is just ruined.
it could have been like you could have just thrown a cobbler at me, man. I thought stab.
I was gonna say, like, I wonder if Bridget saved that app on her phone because, like,
I've got it if we need it. But I also, I just wanted to point out that when my dude was spilling his guts, it definitely sounded like a whoopee cushion. So
I love it. I love it. So there is one clown left that has not kind of done a kind of a reaction. So this clown, after you reveal your knife and you get pied in the face, he kind of comes to his senses. And Bridget, why don't you describe this clown, or else I'm going to make a very stupid ham-fisted ICP reference. So
this
you
guy,
can save us all.
this guy, unfortunately, was in his Joker phase when the Cola Wars came. So yeah, it ain't good. And it was Jared Leto Joker.
So this
Ooh.
clown, as you know, you see that he's kind of got the Heath Ledger thing going on, and you expect that Heath Ledgery voice, but instead, and he's got the makeup and everything, and you see like he's reaching in his purple suit to grab something, and he just shrieks, "Judas!" and pulls out a cattle prod and launches himself at you, Eastwood. And you hear the buzz, buzz as he throws himself. So make me a cool check to see if you can dodge this cattle prod. So that's 2d6 minus 1.
Yeah.
how cool is this ranch? Let's find out.
So the 5 didn't work last time.
You got a 4?
No, I got a 5 again.
Ah, yes. So you try to say something very witty, and all that comes out of you is as like this cattle prod just connects with your side. The fact that you have this like shower, like this shaving cream and banana cream dripping off of you, it's a perfect conduit to have electric current go through you.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean,
I do need to know.
banana cream's used on nuclear vessels to keep the nuclear reactor going. Everyone knows that.
I have someone I can actually
That's
ask
just
that.
clown
I
science.
think
It's a
that
lipid
grease,
liquid.
like, speaking of clown science, I think that grease paint would be an excellent conductor.
Speaking of,
That's a
clowns,
very good point. All right, so the top of the initiative. So you've injured these clowns. They look a little bit shaken, especially as one is gurgling as Kevin Bacon is trying to pull the knife out of his sternum. And they are looking like they're still standing their ground, but they are visibly shaken by this sudden assault and betrayal after seeing these fantastic artifacts dangled in front of them. You can set the initiative of how you want this to play out.
I
I
tried
would love
to
another go.
I tried to stab them with an artifact, sir. Like they should have been more impressed. I'm just saying.
They've been grateful, is what
We
you're
get to be
saying.
part of the McDonald's history.
Yeah.
We might as well polish them off like the last couple fries.
Mhm.
I'm going to big size your hurt.
Now that I am up in their faces, I am now going to use my big meaty fist.
Big meaty claw.
Several bones jut out of my fist suddenly. You see an owl beak because owls are delicious. You also see like a broken off human femur and some bones you don't recognize poking out of my fist as I swing.
Been eating people, owls, and question mark.
Question mark's my favorite.
Okay. So this is a beef roll, right?
That
For
is
melee?
correct. So that's 2d6 plus 3 for you, sirloin.
Yeah. That gets me an 8.
An 8. And are you wanting to wail on the death metal clown again?
Yeah, I'll keep doing him.
So
Dr.
you
Roxo, don't
do
want you to
him.
hurt him.
Huh?
You do him by implanting surgically a owl skull within his thoracic cavity.
Wow.
The operation looks like it's a success. It's
You may
very,
have it your way.
it's implanted very firmly, and the patient does not look very grateful for the owl transplant. And in fact, his eyes just roll up in the back of his head, and he keels over. And as he hits the ground, he makes a
Another dead
very
clown.
decidedly flat, sad honk sound, but then also that whoopee cushion sound that Kevin Bacon was invoking earlier.
Every time
Rude.
a clown dies, a demon gets his horns.
Probably not true.
No.
Next.
Now, Charles, I know that we often read different theology books and mysticism books, but I feel like you made that one up.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Who can tell?
So who's next?
I might as well waste. Actually, I did 1 point of damage last time.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep.
These are young punks. They're not putting up too huge of a fight, so you could chuck them good.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on husking for the god of all corn. Here
So
we go.
fun fact, because I don't know much about sports, so someone's probably going to get hoot out of this. I was driving to Nebraska with my partner, and I saw like a license plate talking about Huskers, and I was like, what the fuck is a Husker? 'Cause I was like, in my head, I thought, because I'm in Nebraska for the first time, I thought it was like a Hooters, but for corn or something.
I would love a sexy corn-based restaurant.
Yes, Huskers.
I feel like
love
it should be like the gender swapped Hooters. Huskers is like the
Yeah,
male
I just
waiters.
love it.
Huskers.
Yeah, because the corn, like that's perfect. Like all the guys have to wear like little tight red shorts.
Mhm.
They,
I'll
they need a
do
bumper.
it.
They need a bumper
Huskers, get
sticker.
at me.
I mean,
There needs to be a bumper sticker that says "honk if you're corny."
Oh,
I mean, Huskers
Nope,
would
you
sell
lost me.
that.
I'm
I'm
angry
just-
at you.
I'm just imagining the wait staff in the back room, like, yeah, I stuff my jock strap. Just like I get bigger tips that way if I just put a little something extra down there for them
It's
to look
just-
at.
It's
You got
just
to
cream corn.
to get a bigger tip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
genius.
You were going to husk someone.
Yeah, whichever clown is closest.
You were
I-
husking Pogo.
Yeah, I'll keep husking Pogo because I rolled a 10. So
Oh,
Nice.
well, that is a good roll. So you pull your knife out, and you definitely. So the first time was a clumsy roll, but your god has focused your nerves as you feel the syrup finally abating in your system, and you slip the knife in and just trace along the muscles, and you just husk this person's arm. Like, just expertly finesse the flesh from their
Zoop.
body.
Yep.
And yeah, no, there is that comical like slide whipple zoop set as his like flesh separates. And he doesn't even get to make much of a honk before he goes into shock and just joins the other two and a half clowns on the ground.
Wandering Monster does not endorse violence against clowns. Although it
kind
is
of
pretty
thing,
fucking
too,
funny.
yeah.
Kevin,
Wandering Monster does not condone violence against clowns. Madness Heart Press, on the other hand,
clown around, find out. So
Oh.
Eastwood or Kevin?
Yeah, Eastwood would like, if he may, to open up his Fallout 3 lunchbox and remove
It's in the
what's inside.
box.
What's in your
Well,
box?
So he pulls it out and he just looks at the clown, just like, all right, back up. You with the pie. You don't know what I have in here, do you? You've never seen what's inside of a Fallout 3 lunchbox, have you?
I hope
bet
it's
you're
a thermos.
I bet you're too scared to find out. Now you get back. You get back! Thumb on the latch. Where's your egg?
Where's my egg?
Where is your egg? Little known fact, for a clown to actually be licensed, they must paint their clown likeness on an
Oh,
egg
clown
and
egg.
submit it.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Boys.
very good reference.
this is
I
some
was
deep
thinking because this
clown lore.
post-apocalyptic, I was imagining this was a breeding egg, not
Shivers,
a.
or yeah, I forget the
That
name
is
of
a
that.
deep take.
Yeah,
Gentlemen, I already got the egg.
That is 3 points for Pashkeville.
Yeah.
So,
It's very good.
so the clown just clears his throat and says,
Stitches.
"You're
Thank you,
gonna
that's the
have
name
to
of that
take
one.
it,"
Yeah.
and like bares his chest, and there's like the throbbing egg that's just pulsating in his chest. You see, like over it, there's like a tattoo of what looks to be like a beholder.
Mm,
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, just like that.
yeah.
Is this an egg? Did they put an egg
Yeah.
in me?
You got a clown egg.
Oh no.
You're part clown
I'm
now.
so angry right now.
The transformation has begun.
It's the
rubber
only
nose
way
will
we
grow.
can reproduce. I'm sorry.
So if you are trying to threaten him,
Oh no, the
don't-
thermos of acid.
Oh, that's
so
a good
but
item.
my question is, are you a bluffing? So this is a social move?
Oh yeah,
or
I'll
are
bluff
you-
first, but then I'll back it up.
Well, that's 2 moves though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
but
no,
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
bluff
that's
first.
Okay, so you're going to make me a hot roll. So that is just plus
Hot
2 since
roll.
until you clean your hat, you don't get your hat bonus.
Does sound tasty. A hot roll.
Mhm. If you have
That
hot
is
roll.
it's plus 2.
Yep,
All right, 9.
9.
9.
So
Good.
the clown considers you. Like you see, like he's pulling a pie somehow impossibly out of his pocket with a perfectly intact meringue crust, or like topping. But then he sees your lunchbox, and he kind of goes into a showdown mode where you see his fingers just like hovering over his pie, but he holds. Just grits his
My name is John, and I approve this moment.
Get it. All right, so he is successfully backed down, but is kind of holding to his, well, you'd say guns, but it's definitely a pie. So that leaves you, Kevin.
Shit. Okay, I've got. Wait, I still have a projectile. So I have travel utensils that can be thrown. So I'm going
You can
to.
you get to rip that knife back out. Well, that was just
Oh,
flavored
okay.
text.
Well, I already did rip the knife back out. That's how I got the whoopee cushion noise.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Thank you.
I'm going to wind up and pitch my knife at this guy.
I feel like that needs to have a good pun with it.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see how good my roll is.
Okay, we're gonna judge the pun based on your roll.
So it's a 7.
Okay.
Roll.
So in rolls in general, just so no one thinks I'm picking on anyone, there's a table. So it's a fixed, basically DC. 6 or less is a failure in most checks. 7 to 9 is Nick success. 10 to 11 is a good success, and 12 plus is a spectacular. So you, with that roll, damage your opponent, but they also get to inflict damage upon you as well.
Okay. So then my pun will be see, it can't be a great one with a 6 or a 7.
And that's fine. So basically,
Puns aren't great,
this
so
clown
let it fly.
had his fingers poised and ready to pie Eastwood, but as you throw your knife, he pivots and he whips his pie out. So there's this moment where the slow-mo, there's a knife and there's a pie, and both of you get one in the face at the same time. There's like a thwet thunk as it hits you, Kevin. Maybe you might squeal a bit, and the pie hits you in the face, excuse me, and the knife hits his face. I got the
Okay, and then my pun is, I guess I'm not cut out for this.
Ooh, well done.
Well played.
So you knife this clown in the face and you knock him down to the ground with another kind of sad clown honk sound. Perfect. And then you are pied in the face. You have no armor, so you take one more wound as burning banana cream, shaving cream burns in through your sclera.
Is it mentholated shaving cream?
It is, because that more it hurts more, and it gives a worse. It's kind of like that terrible orange juice and brushing your teeth combination, but it's banana, so it's even worse.
That does sound dreadful.
Yeah.
So at this point, because you've downed another clown, the last clown sees this kind of whole scene, this milieu go through, and he scrabbles off into the distance and makes himself sparse.
There's nothing less creepy than the scrabbling of a clown.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
So which one of us has the most wounds?
Yeah. So that
You,
would be
I think.
you, Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin,
so
Friend Kevin. Eat.
I was hoping for an eat me. Yeah, but yeah. So okay, I will eat my friend. I will engage in some consensual cannibalism.
Yep.
Well, that's a
consensual
possibility.
cannibalism.
Nice.
Sirloin, what do you taste like? So,
Um,
living meat creatures will replicate a flavor that you splice into them. That's one of their weird features as they grow across the wasteland. So, what do you taste like?
So I taste like bulgogi.
Oh shit, she's not going to stop at one limb.
I was going to say gefilte fish, but okay.
I told you I'm very hungry tonight, and a bulgogi burger sounds so good.
Yeah.
If I ate something that looked like living meat, but it tasted like gefilte fish, I would just not know what to do with myself.
Have you? Okay, real quick. Who here has actually tried gefilte fish?
Once a long time ago.
It's
Yeah,
not
once.
as bad as you think it's gonna be.
No, not at all. No. Few things that are that seem really horrifying are as bad as they seem. Pickled pig's feet are fine, although not kosher. You know.
Don't forget that I have I had a cameo on Chopped for suggesting surstrumming as a basket ingredient.
Did you know we published a book by the guy that developed Cutthroat Kitchen?
Alton Brown?
No, the guy who developed it, not the host.
Okay, the developed, not the host. Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
We'll
real sweet guy.
more.
He sent me a bunch of Cutthroat Kitchen merch.
Yeah, I have Alton was talking about how much of a psychopath I am and how much I need a hug because I suggested surstrumming. So you are on the outskirts of this abandoned amusement park. So you can see from here in the distance there is a large rusting Ferris wheel. There's a strange compound made of slides and tubes used to usually shove and farm small children in. And then between it all, there is a vast pit of multicolored balls.
Let me
You
at them
can't tell.
balls.
Give me them
It's not the
balls.
first time you'd say that.
Friend Farron. friend Farron, why Why kill the clowns? Why did we need to kill the clowns?
I'm not entirely sure that it was necessary, but it was quite funny.
Was it to
Because
get their
they were
tears?
there.
Funny is more important than life.
Sometimes.
Sirloin Deluxe pulls out a grease-stained notebook and like scribbles
Aw.
down a note furiously. It's like, I'm going to be the best real boy one day.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's good.
Aw, I like
And
that.
violence is funny sometimes, so that's a good lesson.
Is there a bathroom?
For most children, it would be that ball pit.
Is there a source of water? Seltzer, baby. I need to clean my trilby.
So there is a large crystal lake that's just right over there.
All right. I cautiously approach the large crystal lake for reasons that I don't trust you.
Give it
is
a
the
taste.
Exact reason.
Yeah, give the lake a taste.
I cautiously
Yeah,
go
but-
up, taking my trilby, looking around, looking for like I don't know, not the grimace, but like the lock, the crystal lake monster that.
The Lady of the Crystal Lake.
Yeah, the Lady of the Crystal Lake.
She's gonna
Something.
throw a crystal sword at you. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
I think the Crystal Lake
Or it's
monster
just
is
a
just
giant Slim
Jason,
Jim.
man, or whatever his name is. Yeah.
It's Rachel Dozenall.
So yeah, I would like to wash my trilby off so that I can regain the use of my hat.
So you dip your hat in these waters,
Damn shame.
and the waters are quite, turgid and viscous and
Okay.
redolent of cola notes. So this is a
We've got the
What?
word turgid. We've got dirty balls. And an abandoned amusement park. I think this was specifically designed for me tonight.
It does seem like a very very Charles heavy episode. I like it.
It does, yeah.
the velour material of your hat is sodden with concentrated cola syrup.
Yep.
Okay. So what if I told you that it was actually a? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to argue with this. This is not,
What?
We're
this is
gonna
not
do
a
the
hill to-
Baltusburger bargain
No,
over.
This is not a
haberdashery.
hill. Yeah. First of all, men's
I have
goods,
to know what the
not
hill
just
is.
hats.
I have to know what is the hill.
The hat is not velvety. The hat is light and breathable
I-
because
I
a little hot boy here can't wear a thick, heavy hat.
I just now noticed, because he pulled further away from the camera, that you're wearing a Puddles shirt. So
Am
well,
we kill clowns? Am I wearing a clown shirt?
yeah, that is wonderful. So in this world, there are lakes of concentrated cola syrup, and this happens to be one of them. So your hat is clean, question mark, but also very thick and heavy with syrup. And I hope you don't happen to chance by any bees. So
Please.
So you see this, you're on the outskirts of this abandoned park, and you hear calliope music in the distance and various hooting and chittering and laughter.
The chittering of the clowns. Well, we know that we know that the entrance to the billionaire bunker, the tunnel, is at the bottom of the ball pit. So, although them balls be dirty, we got to get at them balls.
Okay, I'm down. My hat's clean. Let's go. Let's put those balls. Let's get in those balls. Let's just face first, right in those balls.
I want to get balls deep. Let's do it.
Okay.
Do you put your trilby back on?
I'm not complete without the proper head protection / fashion sense / new food source for when my blood sugar drips. I'm just gonna suck on my hat.
Yeah.
There's a certain sound the suction cup makes when it's wet and it goes against a flat surface. It makes that sound, that dryish, wet squelch sound, as it adheres itself to your head and makes a airtight seal that immediately begins to crust over. Kevin, I'm curious, as you are advancing on the amusement park, do you pull out your companion con carne as if, would this be a good experience for them having to go to a real human amusement park?
I think it would be a great experience for them. And I want to note that one of the items I carry is a small bag that has various hats that I put on Companion Con Carne. So I want to put a little sun hat on him so he doesn't get burned.
Aww.
I have really been looking forward to what hat you would do. So I like that you're putting it on so he doesn't get broiled by the sun.
Yeah, we want to protect our little buddy.
What is the name of your companion con carne?
I think it was Scroats McGoats. It was named by the chat earlier.
I do need to let you know that Scroats McGoats is a name I called my brother for many years. Because when he swims for too long, his toes get wrinkly and look like little scrotums.
I like that she
I love
put a
you,
hat
Lucas.
on. I like how she put a hat on so she would not toast McGroats. So, anywho,
A good caretaker.
Caretaker. So you advance on the ball pit, and even from a distance, as the wind shifts, you can smell that stale smell of urine and plastic baking in the sun.
And
As
feet.
both-
And feet. Don't forget the smell of
Oh, the
feet. I have never
Hmm.
been in a ball pit that didn't stink like feet when I was a kid.
Mhm.
That is true. But we weren't giving that away for free here at Wandering Monster. We were going to make them pay for that subscription.
If you
So-
would like to smell Charles's feet, just hit
Yeah.
the subscribe button.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He
And
rubbed his feet
You
all
bet.
over this book so I could.
Yeah. Yeah.
and the
like
cool
feet.
thing is,
Every
guys,
copy. Yeah.
the cool thing is if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription on Twitch. You can subscribe to one channel for free every month. That's like taking money out of Jeff Bezos's pockets
Bezo
and
bucks.
spending it on getting to smell Charles's feet.
Won't
Nothing
you
better.
Robin Hood that motherfucker for us?
I mean, act now, you might get to Charles's feet.
Double
Mm.
Charles feet. I call it the
That's-
Chuck. I call it
that's-
Chuck toes.
That's 4
The double
Charles
shot,
feet
though.
total. 5 if I use my third leg, but
But
you
wait,
know.
if you act now,
So you're on the precipice of a ball pit.
I'm not on the precipice. I just dive right in. Like I do
Okay.
a full dive, like a swan dive.
Great. I would like you, as you swan dive into the, well, we were describe what they smell like. Ball pit.
I would like you to go into more lurid detail about
Yeah.
the smell, please.
How shiny are the
Absolutely.
balls? And
First
Oh,
off,
they're so
I need
dull.
to know what
so
3
dull.
colors of balls there are.
Ooh.
Red,
Blue.
yellow, and blue. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna
Heard.
say opal.
Red, yellow, and blue.
Ooh,
We
ooh.
have red, yellow, and blue balls. So you
right.
swan dive in and you feel these balls caress your face as you go in, and
Blue
you are
balls on
immediately
my face.
assaulted
I
by
love
the
it. Sex
smell
joke.
of sweat, encrusted urine, something that smells a little bit like Aquanet, and then just tangy feet.
Yeah.
I need you, as you are the first to break the surface, Corn Farron, to roll me a cool roll.
I rolled an 8, and I believe my cool is a 0. No,
Minus
it's a
1.
minus. Damn. That puts
You're
you
not
right
that-
at the line, right?
I mean, the Corn Bearers have never been the coolest of factions. Bearers of the Colonel, I guess I should say. So you dive in, and you have a. I would love to know your narration of this, as you're the person going in balls first, face first. How is this a mixed success? What do you hit on the way down, or how does this go awry? Do you swallow a ball accidentally?
No accident there, buddy.
I like that one. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm so excited as I dive that I am, praise Karn, and my mouth is open like way too wide, and yeah, I
I
swallow
need to
one of them.
know someone else, because you don't get a choice in this. What color of ball lodges in Corn Farron's throat?
It is a faded yellow ball. It has
Sun
been,
bleached.
yeah, sun bleached. But at some point, a child has written their initials and a heart and someone else's initials on it in ballpoint pen.
I'd also
I
like
love
to
it.
add one little. I can tell by the taste that this particular ball has been up a clown's butt at some point.
Mm.
Okay, we're not okay. No, we are not here just to address your fetishes, Charles.
So it does taste funny.
Just
God.
one clown? I mean, it's got two sets of initials. I feel like the ball should have been in two clowns' butts.
We're doing clownomics here.
Friends, this
so-
is why we have the content warning when
This
you
is
click into our
exactly right.
stream.
This is my new favorite episode.
I'm glad that we're friends. And you too, dear listener and viewer, we are friends together. So let that be known, if you're diving face first into a ball pit, keep your mouth closed. So
Yeah.
you manage to get your way towards the bottom of the ball pit, and you are unable to breathe. Sirloin Kevin Eastwood, your friend swan dived and has not resurfaced. What do the
boy.
rest of you do?
Check your inventory to see if you have anything useful.
Or
Yeah,
if you
I'm
want to do
gonna-
anything with scrotes, you
I'm gonna
you can.
pick up Scroats and move them away from the water, first of all. Like, no, don't go in there.
No, no.
Swan diving into the ball pit.
Oh,
Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
No ball pit for you.
put 'em on the balls. Give me the balls.
Oh, little con carne doesn't get the balls.
Nope, no balls.
Dad, Dad, give me the balls.
No balls.
Dad, Dad.
Balls when you're 13.
Aw.
during your ball mitzvah.
Your ball mitts. Oh my god.
Fine.
Can I previously
Model
mentioned
what?
I had previously mentioned that my thermos had acid in it.
Yeah.
Do we think it would terribly damage our friend if I tried to melt the ball pit
Mm.
with acid?
I mean, it's a lot of balls, so you're gonna make like a melted ball shaft.
Mhm. Might not be the best idea. Open to suggestions here. I don't really think I have much. I've got divination dice. Are there rules on what the divination dice do, or can we make something up
You
here?
make up your own.
Fantastic. All right, I pull out my divination dice, which aren't like the normal like D&D set. They're more like all odd numbered dice.
Are they
Hard-
the dice that tell you sex positions?
One of them is, but I added that in
Oversized
hopes-
fuzzy dice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
in
rub
hopes-
elbow.
yeah, in hopes that would work out for me. So far,
Has it?
not so much.
Fair enough.
But you know, if you take it out, it's never gonna work, right? So you got to
So-
keep it in. So I
Right.
try to divinate the path to get to our friend and rescue them and find out which position that might work out with. You know what I mean?
Reverse cowgirl.
Roll me a brain check. So that's 2d6 plus 1.
+1 for me? Oh.
Well, hold up.
3, 9.
You have not used your class ability, Blessed by the IP. You can choose
Oh,
Idol of the
oh,
Hero,
oh.
gives you
Blessed by the
+2
IP?
beef, Idol of the Lover, which gives you +2 hot, or Idol of the Scholar that gives you +2 to brain rolls.
Oh man, and we're doing brain on this, right?
Yep.
What was my idol? Where was that on my?
It is a Funko Pop of one of the Duck Dynasty cast members.
Oh,
Named Lost the Sun.
Makes me so mad.
all right. So I pull out the Duck Dynasty cast member who we all
The
know
Garbage Pail Kid.
we all know and remember, you know, the one with the long beard
Yeah,
that
that one.
was gray that opened a winery.
It
Um,
makes it makes disparaging comments about people who aren't of Anglo descent and cisnormality, and that you conveniently rip out the battery and just chuck it away.
Yeah. So I pull him out. I do a prayer that that show gets renewed for another season.
You hear rumbling in the distance, and you hear the corn rustling.
All right. So I rolled a 9 plus another modifier.
Plus your +2 would be then that would be basically 13. You divine the way down, and your other die, so you know exactly where to go. You're going to get an automatic success for diving in to the ball pit, and you know that the position is reverse cowgirl.
All right.
So
That sounds exciting, and a thing that I would know what it was if anyone was so lucky. Looking at you. Anything anything that will reverse cowgirl.
there was a corpse back there, a couple of them.
Hey, if they'll reverse cowgirl, I might not have any other choice.
Scroats goes, that sounds fun.
Nope.
No.
I hate that.
No.
Mm-mm.
Come on, Scroats. Let's go save our friend and find out what a reverse cowgirl is. Yeehaw, Scroats.
It's a crime. This is a crime.
It's a big crime.
Crime.
You don't know how old Con Carne is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be an eternal
He's
being
not
that's
13,
existed since before the
apparently.
dawn of time, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's not 13 yet, since he has his bar mitzvah.
Yeah, no gold.
He's not even medium rare.
Non-corporeal beings are both 13 and infinitely older.
Can we get fantasy Chris Hansen in here?
I see
Please
you
have a
brought
seat
some
over
wine
there.
coolers and some dice to the ball pit. Would you like to take a seat?
Natty Ice, Big Black Meatball.
So yeah,
Anyways.
I go in and I bring the friend back. Is that allowed? Can we do that?
So you get to the bottom of the ball pit to help your friend. Keep in mind, you didn't know he was choking. You just know that you're trying to get to the bottom of this because that's where the tunnel is.
I mean, the
Are you
definition
really
of
wanting
ice.
to?
Yeah,
What?
don't retrieve me. Just get the thing out of my neck.
Oh yeah, I get down there and I'm just like, hey, is this how reverse cowgirl works? And then I put my hands around your throat and I squeeze while like caressing the back of your head. Is this reverse cowgirl?
Trying to like
Is this?
lift it up?
And the ball comes flying out as I say, "No, talk to me after the show."
Okay.
Whoa. You only have a couple days before the spawn comes, so.
I
all right.
was hoping that choking would make you calm. I won't lie. I was hoping.
Hey, you know what? I don't have to narrate every little thing that
I
happens.
do need you to though. I can't finish unless you do.
There are not
the same
enough bait
time.
or bucks for me to tolerate. Also, we need to get all of you to the bottom of this ball pit because we have 15 minutes left.
Get on down
Okay.
here.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put Con Carne on my shoulders and leap into the ball pit, cannonball style.
I'll slink in there too, so you stop whining.
Another note about the ball pit. Did you guys ever notice how like many of the balls had sort of a weird, vaguely like darkish, kind of lightish purple gunk on them? That was
Yeah.
dead skin that rubbed off of all the other kids and wound up on those balls.
You hear this very disturbing wet slavering sound as the entire time Kevin Bacon is descending, Scroats is just licking every ball on the way down and making it happy, like delicious, like kid eating ice cream on a hot day sound.
boy! Oh, that's a good one. That one was tangy.
That one had too much salt.
Oh, screws my goats.
That one didn't have enough.
Oh,
My favorite game we've played so far.
Blue ones are kind of like raspberry, and I don't understand why, because that's not a popular flavor combination yet.
Yet. Steak and
Yeah.
raspberries. So you find at the bottom of this ball pit a tunnel. It is blocked off by mesh webbing, and you're able to pull it aside, and you see this perfectly spherical, or I guess just a cylindrical corridor into the dirt. It looks like the outside of it looks like the teeth of many clowns had just gnawed their way through the kind of reinforced fabric padded side of the ball pit, and then just tunneled their way through.
You hear scratching in the walls at night. It could be clowns just chewing their way.
That makes sense.
That's what H.P. Lovecraft wrote about, the clowns on the wall.
The clowns in the witch house, yeah. Or no, the dreams in the clown house is what it would be.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Brown Jenkins, the little clown-faced rat.
The curious case of Charles
Bernard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you find this tunnel, and it also is very much redolent of that dead skin smell, that urine smell, and too much pancake face makeup.
We like to call it the Chuck E. Cheese, ode to Chuck E. Cheese, where I come from.
Yeah, it's a smell. It's in your childhood. You know
That's
it.
oregano.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's
Fun
advance into the tunnel. Is it lit?
It is dark, but at the very end of this corridor, and it's a long corridor, there's a pulsing, throbbing red light.
Turgid, throbbing, blue balls. Ian, you're really
Yeah.
you're really leaning into it tonight, my friend.
Anything to make you.
Con Carne is just a child.
All right.
I'm just trying to erect some good, memorable scenes.
Look,
Correcting.
for all the stupid things that I do, Ian's got to make it some smart words get injected into this. Trying to balance out the
Technically,
IQ of
that
our
is an
audience.
ejaculation. If I am interjecting with something, that is technically an ejaculation.
I love how much we leaned into the content warning tonight. It's been impressive.
The other permutation of that word is jactitation, but
Yeah.
anywho, I spend a lot of time with a thesaurus. I will have you know. Anywho, throbbing red light.
Yeah. Poke it. Someone go poke
That-
it.
Throbbing red light usually means like alarm bell in my world, so I'm gonna sneak ahead because I've actually got a pretty good sneak and perception and so forth, and see if I can't figure out what's making the red light.
Go ahead and, Corn, if you will, roll me a brain check. And because you're also very good at sneaking and you have visions of this tunnel, I'm going to give you a +2 bonus. So that's 2d6 plus
Sweet.
4.
So that would be 7 plus 4 for 11.
11. So as you sneak through the tunnel, you do see little red lights blinking on the ceiling, and you get very slow and you observe them, and you notice that they're clown spiders and they're scared really easily. And so you're able to help everyone avoid the clown spiders. You can
Jesus
tell by their big red nose. Don't
If
make any
that's
sound.
not- I'll whisper then. If that's not a sci-fi movie, clown spiders, it really should be.
I believe Jeff Strand wrote a book about clown spiders.
That really sounds like a Jeff Strand book. I would not
No,
be
I think
surprised.
I'm not. This isn't me being silly. I believe Jeff does have one that's. I think it's actually clown versus spiders.
Do those spiders also make that horrible sound as their hairy legs grind up with one another? Because that's what they're doing.
Yeah, clowns versus spiders. I found it.
Yep, Just Strand, right?
Hmm.
I'll
Yep.
be goddamned.
Death Stranding. So you are able to help your party successfully navigate the end of this corridor, avoiding clown spiders and a couple of very rudimentary clown traps. Like it is two sticks with a string, and there's like a pie hanging from the string, and you're not even sure how this is going to work. Like it's a
Tripwire
bullshit
made
trap.
out of like a tripwire
Kind
that's
of.
actually balloons. Pretty
Yeah,
easy to see.
You would have to really bumble hard. So you get to the end of this corridor and you see that there is a reinforced steel bunker door, and it looks like there is a lot of corrosion around the lock, and it smells very strongly of very concentrated cola odor. And by looking at the traces in the soil, it looks like the clowns have been pouring on boiled concentrated lake water, kind of like what's in your hat, Eastwood, on the lock, and that low pH has been eating into the metal. Like maybe even a swift kick could probably open this door, but you haven't told them about the shambling masses, so
Yeah,
how would it
actually now I do. Now I tell them about the shambling masses. Now that we're on the other side of the door, I say, the vision showed me Pogs. It also showed me this other small detail, not important. And shambling masses of tech walking amongst the Pogs.
Wow.
Or shambling, rather.
Are they trombling?
That too.
I
you have
tromble.
to observe them.
Sirloin trombles.
Yes.
Are the pogs making any sounds? As they are
So
trombled
How
or-
many slammers were in your vision?
Mm.
enough.
Oh,
Very good. Good
Over
question.
9,000.
It's worth it. Let's go. We need
Yeah.
'em.
So, does someone want to pick this crumbling lock or kick in the door?
Have you used your thermos of acid yet, Pashki?
No, I don't believe so.
This
I
might
think
be a great
that'd do it.
opportunity.
All right. So I go up to the door and I get my thermos of acid and I kick the door.
Yeah.
Do you put the acid on before you kick?
No, I'm holding
or-
the thermos. I just kicked the
All
door.
right.
holding it.
I love it.
Go ahead and make me a beef roll. So that's 2d6 minus 1.
Minus 1.
Oh.
Beef
All
it.
right. Beef in it. So how about that acid, huh? Isn't that a good option?
I
What
could
did
also
you
I
roll?
could also kick it.
What
Yeah.
did you
I got
roll?
I got a 3.
So you know how when you stub your toe,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
you
stub
cry.
your whole fucking
you-
leg. You stub your leg.
Ow.
Wow.
I think I've actually done that before. Like it felt like I've fallen and not broken a bone, but my whole leg was like throbbing.
As you whimper in pain, Scroats just giggles at you.
Ick.
You change hats now that he's in the tunnel, or is he still wearing
Yeah,
a
he's
sun?
gonna get a little miner hat.
I was hoping for that.
Yeah.
Yes. He's got the little light.
Yeah.
Adorable.
All right. So
I'm kind of picturing him as Meatwad.
Yeah, kind of.
I love it. So sirloin, they're going to save you a roll because your beef is +3. So you plant a greasy foot on the door and just kick it down.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I'm wearing biker boots, so
All right. You put a grease-soaked biker boot
there we go.
on the door, and it just crumbles in. And when you do that, you hear klaxons wailing from inside the facility. Emergency lighting flashes on, and you see what looks to be something similar to an airlock. And you hear the sounds of hissing. And a door opens from beyond the airlock, and you see something that is both shambling and trembling. It is a giant wall of flesh. Unlike you, where you are this kind of beefy, meaty, raw, primordial meat substance. This thing is flesh with too many faces. It is the conglomerate faces of Musk and Gates and Bezos and all the other billionaires that have morphed into just one horrible thing. There's these like little limbs that stick out, that stick to the walls as it pulls itself out, and it mules this cacophony from all its many mouths, things about NFTs and about the metaverse and other terrible things. You even see Zuck's face come up, this burble to the surface. It seems to try to gets into a fight with Musk. Beyond it, you can see in the far distance shimmering piles of pogs and slammers as far as the eye can see. But between you and such riches is the combined mass of all the billionaires that sold their souls to escape the cola wars.
Does that
And they're-
monstrosity have a name? I'm just curious.
Samus.
Ted Cruz.
Samus is here.
Samus is the man beside you. Look out! I always forget
Samus
that
is
look out.
coming.
Yeah, I always forget that look out is in the Samus
yeah.
thing. Like it's really funny whenever I look out. Samus is coming. Yeah,
I was hoping you'd like the reference.
yeah. I think that we probably don't have time to fight this thing if we're going to do announcement.
No, but as you are a man of corn, if you would like to give sentiment of benediction as the closing frame, you are more than welcome to.
Praise the corn. Corn for the corn god is what I would say, and
Loves for the
cobs for the
cob
cob
drones.
drone. Yep.
All right, so that is our brief foray into the world of Burgerpunk, which will be coming out soon for backers and non-backers alike. And there are a fantastic cast of people who have brought that to life, including Caitlin Fortier, Jeff Martin, and of course the art by Lucas Kalifuk, who does really great art. In fact, even has a Morkborg webcomic that's really worth checking out to Galgan Back and Back. So check out Burgerpunk soon, where all fine fast food and TTRPGs are sold.
So, this was great. I think we can all agree. Burgerpunk kicks ass, and I'm very excited to find it in my mailbox. So a few announcements. First off, Mr. Patchkey is soon to be welcoming his own weird little growth into the world.
Companion con carne.
Yes. My
Meatball.
own little meatball. Soon to not be
likely
meatball.
due to his own reverse cowgirl activities.
I mean, at least a couple times, but you know, once 9 months ago, that's for sure.
10. It takes 10 months.
Jenny's not technically due till August, but because we're old, we're inducing a little bit early.
That's fair.
Better safe than sorry. Yep.
Okay. So I say all that to say, Mr. Patchkey is likely not going to be with us next week, as he will instead be with his wife and new child.
Yep.
Kind of lame, but whatever. We are extremely happy for Mr. Patchkey and wish Jenny
Thank
the
you.
absolute best and easy birth possible, because we love them both very, very much.
And
Absolutely.
if you would like to contribute to the success of the human race continuing, we do have a GoFundMe and a meal train. So if you like the show and you're saying, I would like to send burgers and or a pizza or something like that, so the family doesn't have to think about cooking, so they can focus on
And
their meatball.
I want to point out, Ian phrased that in a way. Even if you don't support the human race continuing, support Charles. I will have the link to the food train in the show notes, so please do support them. As someone who has welcomed his own maniacal goblin into the world, it's really hard at first, and any support you get is like life changing. So please do consider that if you can. If Ian would stand up real quick, look at that shirt. Look at that beautiful fucking fried bog wizard. Nope.
Eyes are up here, sir.
I fucking hey. So Bog Wizard kicks ass. They do the intro and outro music for our show, which is Barbaria off the album Purple Miasmic Smoke. Check them out. Buy their albums off bigcartel.com/bogwizard. That is also in the show notes. So easy, go get it because goddamn they rule.
This is the limited edition shirt they did to support the Trevor project for Pride Month.
Nice.
Yes,
It came in the mail today. Serendipitous.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Hey, if you want to break off a piece of Bridget for yourself, a great way to do that is by going to KillerCon next month. KillerCon is a 3-day conference of horror authors focusing on splatterpunk, extreme, and bizarro, which are 3 very distinct, very different genres, but they are niche and kind of push off to the side. So it's our own little family reunion. I am on the KillerCon committee. I am also a member of the I'm a founding member of the Bizarro Writers Association. KillerCon changed my life as both a writer and a publisher. It made my career. It made like the majority of friends I have because of KillerCon, including Bridget. I know Bridget because of KillerCon, because I met Max Booth through KillerCon. Charles and I would still be friends, and we would still be doing this show because we met before I did KillerCon. But I will say, if you have an interest in the genre or writing, KillerCon is one of the most influential and important things you can do for your own career. So if you're in Central Texas, if you can come at all, it's $99 a ticket for 3 days, chock full of interesting information, incredible events, and really cool opportunities to just like sit down with publishers and writers. And our guests of honor include Aaron Beauregard and Philip Reed. So like if you're interested in if you're interested in tabletop gaming, it's also a good place to be. Bridget and I will be essentially doing Wandering Monster Trinicated as we will be running people through Bazor.
And
the more core thing that we did on the show.
Where can people get those tickets, John?
They can get those tickets at killerconaustin.com. Now, while you are online buying your tickets for KillerCon from killerconaustin.com, you should also maybe either go to madnessheart.press or Amazon and go ahead and just pick up. I want you to pick up 2 books. I want you to pick up Congratulations on Your Hatred. And I want you to pick up He Led Us into the Wilderness and Spoke to Us. Now, you might be thinking, wow, both of those books have long titles. Yes, they do, and they rule. Both of those books are by our dear friend and co-host, Charles R. Bernard. I will tell you that both of those books nearly gave me a conniption doing layout because there are interesting format, interesting ways of putting them together. I did rub that book on my taint before I sent it to Ian, so don't worry, he got a mouthful.
Bacon.
Probably not bad.
Did you want me to say it smells like a gefilte fish?
I mean,
Just say it smells like a ball pit.
I'm gonna be honest, Ian. With the amount of fermented foods I eat, it's more likely to taste like gefilte fish than bacon. That's all I'm saying.
Ball pit is a pretty good slang term for the taint.
Yeah, it is. I'm not mad at
As
that.
long as it's
Instead of milk malted,
It's like an
single
armpit.
malted.
Ball pit, yeah.
So, however, there are two more things you need to know about. First of all, if you're doing all that stuff, you might as well also pre-order No Guilt of Bloodshed, coming from Death Head Press. That is a Western that I wrote about a Ukrainian Jew chasing a fallen Greek Orthodox priest across the American frontier and cutting off a lot of penises. How many penises? You'll have to
Wait.
read to find out.
Wait. How many penises does the Greek guy have? Is it like the Hydra?
Hey, you're trying to make a joke, but you'll have to read to find out.
It's like a planaria. Got it.
There's also a new book by John Baldisberger coming out called All I Want to Do Is Take Shrooms and Listen to the Color of Nazi Screams. It is part poetry collection, part short story collection, part autobiography, and part novel. So
Love it.
I had an interview about the other day, and I mentioned that it is a slightly fictionalized autobiography, but I am an unreliable narrator, and I don't think even I really know where fact and fiction are kind of butting up against each other. So read it and don't call the cops, I guess, is kind of what I'm saying. Finally, we have some new shit from Madness Heart Press. All this stuff is going to be available on either madnessheart.press or our Madness Heart Press itch. Apostles of Affliction is a new Mork Borg scenario that you can get off itch. I wrote it for Chain Assembly's card deck they did. I'm really proud of it. Madness Heart Press will also be at KillerCon in full force. Lots of our authors, lots of our books will be there. You can pick them up then, get them signed, all that good shit, including copies of Blade Job by Lucas Mangum. Lucas will be there. Blade Job is his new book that came out. It came out last month, right? Yeah, last month on the 28th. I'm having trouble turning because of this fucking thing. Blade Job is a book about wrestling. It is a book about blood ritual. It is a book about time travel. And if that doesn't get you rock hard, then I don't know. I don't know.
Then we got nothing for you.
Well, I have one thing for you. How would you like a novel of erotic horror from none other than Edward Goddamn Lee himself?
It sounds life-threatening and delightful.
Now, if you've read Edward Lee, you know he is one of the sickest, most disturbed writers on the planet. He has written books about shooting back pig semen neat, and the first line of the book. Yep. It's a lot. I would say at least once every 3 or 4 days, Ed Lee text messages me to see how I'm doing. Sweetest dude. Yeah. Sweetest and kindest dude, and he is a very well-known writer for a reason. So please do check out Backwoods. It is coming out on Friday.
Yep.
Holy shit. Friday.
Pre-order it though on our page, our Twitter page. It's pinned right there at the top.
Yes, if you're listening to this live, then please pre-order The Backwoods by Edward Lee off the site. If you're listening to this on Friday, hey, good news. It's available everywhere now, and you can just buy the damn thing.
Yep.
That is buy Burgerpunk, buy all the shit I talked about, and support Patchkey. I know we say this a lot, but we do this show out of love. We all have a blast. I had surgery today, and Ian asked, hey man, you don't have, we can do the show without you. It's okay. You can rest. I was like, fuck no. I get to play Burgerpunk with my friends tonight. It's a delight. It means the world to us. But it is also a vehicle for us to show you all the cool shit we're doing and hopefully introduce you to what we're doing. And the way we can keep doing this is with your support. So subscribe, follow us, subscribe on YouTube, click that bell, I guess. But find out where we are. And if you like what we do, check out more of our shit. that's all I gotta say. Friends, this has been a grease-filled ride. Everyone was in rare form. I loved every second of it. Thank you for joining us on this consensual journey we call Wandering Monster. I have been John Baltusberger.
I've been Charles R. Bernard.
Been Bridget Brave.
I've been served medium rare with a side of fries.
And on Friday, I'll be Papa Pashke.
Oh, that's sexy.
Yeah.
We will be back. Until then, don't worry. Bridget knows a shortcut.